Hi students! You'll have to forgive me. I'm a little sick today, but we're gonna power through. I also know the video is slightly shaky. I'm so sorry. It's the best I could do with what I have. Today we're gonna continue our discussion of the Manifest Destiny in America, which, as we recall, was Americans, people who lived in the United States, believing there was a command given by God to spread across the North American continent and spread capitalism and democracy. So many people were moving out west towards the Pacific Ocean, and they were moving there for the first time. There were no roads, there were no stores, there was no Walmart to go get what they needed. They couldn't go to like a Home Goods to, grab the pillows they forgot. They had to bring everything. So today we're going to be discussing how they got there. Many of them came in covered wagons because that was the technology at the time. And those had everything. It had all their food, it had all of their clothes. Everything they needed was going to be in that wagon. Today we're going to be building our own wagons with the Lego sets you all have. Now, it may not look like a wagon, but we don't have motors, so eventually a horse will be helping us, or an ox will be helping us move across the United States. We have a lot we need to bring. We have food we need clothes, we need stuff to build houses, because we don't know where we're landing. We don't know if we're gonna have wood nearby. Let's remember, in the Midwest, there are trees, but there's a lot of open farmland. So there's not necessarily the easiest things to come across. Or you could end up in Arizona where there's a desert and there aren't trees. So we need to make sure we have supplies. We have enough room for all of our supplies. We also need to make sure that we have places for us to sit. Now, at the time, many children were actually walking with the wagon. It was not fast. So you don't need to have a ton of space, but you guys are the parents, so you want to sit in the wagon. You need space to sit. You guys, all of you are going to have about 45 minutes to work on this. I will give you an example and then you can all start building. So my wagon looks like this. I know it's the most fancy thing ever. It has 4 wheels. On the front there's a little opening so people can look out. Here's the back, and of course one of the wheels is gonna fall off. The back is open. A lot of wagons were open backed. We have kind of 2 levels. Down here is for storage, and up here is where people can sit. That's my example. I'm sure you can all come up with something so close or even better to what I did. So I believe in all of you. You all have 45 minutes and you can get started. Okay, students, we're going to come back together now. You all have had time to work on your wagons, so we're all going to take a few minutes. Even though you've been building them with your tables, you all are going to explicitly share what you built and how it's going to work. And then each table will pick at least one, but you can do more, people to share their wagon. So students, what did we learn today about the wagons that needed to go across the North American continent? We learned that they had to have a lot of space. They needed to have a place for people to sit. They needed to obviously have wheels. Which wagons did you think were the most successful? We also spent this time working on generating and comparing multiple solutions to a certain problem, which is what we're learning in science these days. See how everything kind of comes together here? There's always multiple parts to what we're learning. Thank you so much, students, and we'll move on to our next lesson.